They never told us retirement would feel this lonely. Here's how to fix it. An opening note of reflection one day. You were someone with a title respected, needed, introduced with pride. The next day, just retired. And suddenly, no one asks what you think anymore. No one needs your signature. It's quiet. Too quiet. Have you ever felt that silence settle in deep like a heavy fog that muffles your sense of self? That ache when the roles that once defined you dissolve and you wonder, who am I now? Imagine sitting at your kitchen table, the phone no longer ringing with work calls, the calendar suddenly empty of meetings and deadlines. The world that once celebrated your expertise now moves on without you. It's not just a job lost. It's a status, a place in the social fabric that feels like it's unraveling. But what if this silence hides a doorway? Not to the past, but to a new kind of recognition, one you define yourself. Welcome. You're not alone. The awakening moment. Hello, I'm Ordinary People, your online neighbor and fellow retiree. Today, we're going to explore a deeply human experience that many retirees face but few talk about openly. The feeling of losing social status after retirement. When we work, our identity is often wrapped tightly around our roles, titles, and the respect we earn in the workplace. Retirement brings freedom, yes, but it can also bring a profound sense of loss. Loss of recognition, of purpose, and sometimes even of self-worth. In this session, we'll uncover why this happens and, more importantly, how to navigate this emotional transition with grace and hope. You'll learn about the science behind social status and aging. Hear insights from leading experts like Dr. Robert J. Waldinger and Dr. Lova Karstensen, and discover 5 practical strategies to rebuild your sense of value and belonging. This journey is about redefining who you are beyond your job title and embracing a richer, more authentic version of yourself. Moved by this reflection on retirement and loneliness? Leave one honest comment and subscribe to Reflections of Life. Stay for the next insight. The awakening of curiosity to understand why losing social status after retirement feels so unsettling. We need to look at what status really means and how it shapes our well-being. Dr. Robert J. Waldinger, director of the Harvard Study of Adult Development, reminds us that status is not just about titles or money. It's about connection, meaning, and how we see ourselves in relation to others. Our social roles provide a framework for identity and belonging. When those roles disappear, it can feel like the foundation beneath us shifts. Dr. Lova Karstensen, a pioneer in the psychology of aging, introduces the concept of the socio-emotional selectivity theory. She explains that as we age, we naturally prioritize emotionally meaningful relationships and experiences. But retirement can disrupt these connections, leaving a gap that status once filled. Dr. Becca Levy's research on age stereotypes shows that negative societal messages about aging can worsen feelings of invisibility and loss. When retirees internalize these stereotypes, their self-esteem and health can suffer. Dr. Ken Deichtwald, a leading expert on aging and retirement, calls this phase a transition of identity. He says, retirement is not an end but a transformation, a chance to redefine status on your own terms. So the loss of status is really a loss of social identity and connection. But it's also an opportunity, a doorway to build new roles that are meaningful and authentic. This understanding sets the stage for how we can respond. Let's explore practical ways to reclaim your social value and sense of purpose. Insight 1. Build a new, meaningful identity. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg, an expert on adult transitions, teaches that identity is fluid. It's not fixed by our job titles or past roles, but something we can actively shape throughout life. Dr. Richard Leider, author of The Power of Purpose, encouraged retirees to see this as a chance to ask, who do I want to be now? Rather than who was I before? Practically, this means taking time for deep reflection. Start by journaling about your core values, passions, and strengths. What parts of yourself have you neglected? What new interests spark your curiosity? Maybe it's art, gardening, writing, or learning a new skill. Next, craft a new personal narrative, not defined by your past job, but by your evolving self. For example, I am a lifelong learner, or I am a mentor who shares wisdom. Talk about this new identity with close friends or family. Sharing your story helps solidify it. Remember, this process is gentle and ongoing. You're not erasing your past, you're adding new chapters. As Dr. Schlossberg says, transitions are opportunities to grow if we allow ourselves to explore who we might become. Insight 2. Strengthen social relationships and support networks. Dr. Laura Carstensen highlights that quality relationships are the cornerstone of emotional health in later life. Positive social ties help maintain self-esteem and combat loneliness. Dr. Becca Levy's work reminds us that social support can counteract the harmful effects of negative age stereotypes. How do we build these connections? First, actively engage in community groups or clubs that align with your interests. Whether it's a book club, walking group, or local art class, these spaces offer a sense of belonging. Second, foster open communication with family and friends. Share your feelings honestly without fear of judgment. Vulnerability deepens connection. Third, consider joining or forming support groups for retirees. These groups provide a safe space to share experiences and encouragement. Technology can also help bridge distances. Video calls, social media, and online forums can keep you connected. As Dr. Carstensen puts it, the richness of our social lives, not the quantity, determines our well-being. By nurturing these relationships, you rebuild a social fabric where your worth is recognized and cherished. Insight 3. Create new contributions and roles in your community. Dr. Mo Wang's research shows that social contribution is a powerful source of self-worth and life meaning. Giving back creates recognition and a sense of purpose. Dr. Ken Deichtwald echoes this, emphasizing that retirement can be a golden age for social engagement. What might this look like? Volunteer in ways that resonate with your skills and passions. At a library, school, hospital, or environmental group. Become a mentor, sharing decades of professional or life experience with younger generations. This passing of wisdom is deeply fulfilling. Start a small community project, perhaps a neighborhood garden, a local history archive, or an arts initiative. The act of creating impact restores a sense of agency. These roles remind us that status is not about position, but contribution. As Dr. Wang notes, the act of helping others is a social signal that affirms our value. Through contribution, you reclaim both your status and your heart. Insight 4. Cultivate a growth mindset toward aging and status. Dr. Becca Levy's studies reveal that how we think about aging profoundly affects our health and self-image. Embracing positive age beliefs can improve cognitive function, physical health, and emotional well-being. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg encourages adopting a growth mindset, not seeing retirement as decline, but as a stage of learning and reinvention. How to cultivate this mindset? Challenge internalized negative stereotypes. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm too old for this," reframe it to, "I'm learning something new every day." Set achievable goals that stretch your abilities, learning a language, mastering technology, or exploring creative outlets. Celebrate small wins. Each step forward is a victory over limiting beliefs. Surround yourself with positive role models who embody vibrant aging. Dr. Levy says, changing our mindset about aging can literally change our brain and body. By shifting your perspective, you open the door to renewed status grounded in wisdom and vitality. Insight 5. Embrace purposeful rituals and daily practices. Dr. Richard Leider highlights the power of rituals in creating meaning and reinforcing identity. Rituals anchor us, provide structure, and signal our values to ourselves and others. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg agrees that routines can help stabilize transitions by creating a sense of continuity. What rituals might you try? Start your day with a mindful practice: meditation, journaling, or gratitude reflection to center yourself. Engage in regular physical activity suited to your ability, like walking, yoga, or Tai Chi. Movement fosters well-being and connection to your body. Create weekly or monthly rituals that connect you to community, hosting a coffee circle, attending a local event, or volunteering regularly. Use rituals to mark milestones and achievements, reinforcing your evolving identity. These practices foster a sense of control and belonging, reinforcing your social status as someone who is intentional and engaged. As Dr. Leader says, purpose is not a destination, it's a way of being. The final light. Let's deepen our understanding with some advanced insights. Dr. Mo Wang's longitudinal studies reveal that retirees who actively engage in meaningful roles experience better mental health and slower cognitive decline. Dr. Becca Levy's neuroimaging research shows that positive age beliefs activate brain regions associated with motivation and resilience. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg's transition theory highlights that the way we cope with change, our resources, outlook, and support determines our adaptation success. Dr. Robert J. Waldinger's decades-long study confirms that social connection and purpose are the strongest predictors of happiness and longevity. These findings underscore a powerful truth. Status and identity after retirement are not fixed. They are dynamic, shaped by our mindset, relationships, and contributions. This science gives us hope. It tells us that by choosing how we engage with this phase, we can create a fulfilling, respected, and meaningful new chapter. From knowing to becoming. Losing social status after retirement is a common, deeply human experience. It's more than a change in job title, it's a shift in identity and belonging. But it's also a chance to build a new identity rooted in meaning, to strengthen relationships that nourish us, to contribute in ways that matter, to embrace growth, and to anchor ourselves in purposeful rituals. Remember Dr. Waldinger's words. Status social is not about titles or positions. It's about how we connect, how we give meaning to our lives, and how we keep contributing with a sincere heart. This journey is yours to shape. With courage and compassion for yourself, you can step through the silence into a vibrant new status, one defined by your values, your connections, and your impact. Thank you for sharing this time with me, your online neighbor, Ordinary People. Until the next reflection, and once the papers are signed, the documents filed, and the system understood, you take a breath. But then, another silence creeps in. Without the nameplate, without the phone calls, who are we now? This is the question that opens the door to transformation. I invite you now to take a moment. Reflect. What new story do you want to tell about yourself? What new role will you embrace? Who will you become beyond the job title? If you're ready, start small. Pick one of the strategies we discussed. Journal about your values. Reach out to a friend. Volunteer for a cause. Begin a new ritual, and remember, you are not alone. Share your journey with others. Seek support. Connect. Your status is not lost. It's waiting for you to claim it in a new, authentic way. If you found this message meaningful, please share it with fellow retirees who might need it. Join online communities, start conversations, and keep the dialogue alive. I'm Ordinary People. Together we can redefine retirement, not as an end, but as a beginning. Thank you for listening. Here's to your next chapter, rich with purpose and connection. If this conversation eased your loneliness or stirred a new purpose, honor it. Like, share your story in the comments, and subscribe to Reflections of Life. Together we'll turn quiet days into meaningful chapters. Stay connected, stay curious,